Hello, friends, and welcome back to TJKidz Super Fun Stories, where imagination becomes reality. Today is our last Halloween story for this week. And don't forget, though, there will be more Halloween fun to come every day from October 27th all the way through to Halloween night. If you want even more Halloween-type adventure, you can always check out the pirate tale of Jack and Maddie Find a Pirate Ship, parts 1, 2, and 3, if you haven't already. There you'll meet the swashbuckling pirate, Captain Greenbeard. Before we get into today's spooky story, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to my friend Sharon for her amazing work doing the singing part for this story. It's just magical, you'll see. And I couldn't have done it without you. So, thank you, Sharon. Also, I want to thank 3 other friends for their work in helping me to spread the word of the TJKidz universe. These 3 girls will be featured in today's story. All right, let's get to it. The Whispering Woods. I have to be honest, this one starts off a little spooky, but I promise you, it will turn out okay. So grab a comfy spot, get cozy, and join me for this adventure. The Whispering Woods. Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Ravens Creek, there was a legend of a whispering forest that made even the bravest kids shiver. Deep in the forest, just beyond the pumpkin patch, lay the Whispering Woods, a place said to come alive at night. Legend has it that if you wandered too far into the woods after sunset, you'd hear whispers floating through the trees. Some even claimed the woods called out your name. Others said they whispered secrets no one should ever hear. Most kids stayed far away, and the kids that did try to investigate, they had never made it more than 5 feet into the woods before turning and running away, screaming in fear. But one Halloween night, 3 best friends, Emily, Jen, and Jasmine, made a brave decision. They were going to explore these Whispering Woods to find out the truth once and for all. Emily, dressed as a bat, was the fearless leader. She brought a backpack filled with tools, food, and various other supplies. She was always overprepared for any situation. Jen, who wore a witch costume, was the cautious thinker, and Jasmine, wearing a glittery fairy dress, was the imaginative dreamer. They met at the edge of the woods, just as the moon rose high and the last trick-or-treaters disappeared down the street. "Are we really doing this?" Jen asked as a bead of sweat trickled down her forehead. "Of course," Emily grinned. "We're explorers. Besides, it's just a story. There's no such thing as ghosts. I'm sure it's just the wind, if anything at all." Jasmine twirled her wand. "If anything spooky happens, I'll sprinkle fairy dust and fly us out." Jen glanced over at Jasmine with a raised eyebrow. "I wish it was that easy, Jasmine. But if something spooky happens, I'm sounding the siren alarm that Emily brought and running away as fast as I can." And so, the 3 brave girls headed toward the woods with a gulp and a deep breath. The trees loomed tall and twisted, their branches creaking like old doors. As the girls stepped into the woods, a cold breeze swept past them, rustling the leaves. They had journeyed for a few minutes without any issues. "Okay," said Emily. "These woods are definitely creepy, But so far so good, right girls? Then came the whispers. Soft at first, then louder. Turn the crank. Don't forget the melody. The gears must align. The girls froze. Did you hear that? Jasmine whispered. I don't like this, Jen said, backing up. Those weren't our names, but they were definitely words. Emily squinted, peering further into the woods. We came here to solve a mystery. We need to find out what's making that sound. I don't care anymore, Jen said, covering her eyes. It will be okay, Jasmine reassured. I'm scared too, but Emily is right. We came here to find out what is making these whispers. And so they ventured further, following the whispers deeper into the woods, past crooked trees and thick, thorny bushes. Ouch! Screeched Emily. These thorns are everywhere. I just tore my costume. Be careful, girls. The air grew thicker, and the whispers swirled around them like the wind. But they ventured on. They had been walking for over an hour, and they were now very deep into the woods. Finally, they stumbled upon a clearing in the trees. I don't think anyone has been this deep into the woods for a long time, said Emily. In the center of the clearing stood a strange moss-covered tower. It looked kind of like a big treehouse, but built from wood and metal, with gears and pipes sticking out. What is that? Jasmine asked. Jen stepped a bit closer. It looks like some sort of music box, but huge. You're right, responded Jasmine. It does look like a music box. Emily found a rusty crank on the side. I wonder what this does, she said. She turned the crank slowly, and the gears groaned. Then a soft chime rang out, and the whispers returned, but clearer this time, so the girls listened intently.
The music is in the melody, the wind will carry the tune.
Jasmine gasped. It's not haunted, it's singing. They explored the tower and found what appeared to be old sheet music carved into the walls, faded but still legible. Jen traced the notes with her finger. Whoever built this must have really loved music, she said. Emily nodded. Maybe the wind powers it. I think the whispers are just broken pieces of a song. Emily opened up her backpack, chocked full of tools, and together the girls went to work, cleaning up the gears. They tightened the crank and then adjusted the pipes to their original positioning. Jasmine sprinkled on some glitter for good luck. Jen hummed the melody as Emily gave the crank one final turn. Moments later, the tower lit up. It was beautiful, like a magical scene from an enchanted forest. Lanterns hidden in the trees flickered to life. The wind blew gently through the pipes, and the whispers transformed into a beautiful lullaby. The woods glowed with soft light, like a magical wonderland, and the girls stopped for a moment to enjoy the wonderful harmony.
The music is in the melody, the wind will carry the tune. The forest remembers harmony beneath the silver moon. The gears will turn, the lanterns glow when hearts are brave and true. The song song will rise, the whispers show the magic inside of you.
No wonder people thought it was haunted, Jen said. They just didn't understand because it was broken. It just needed a little love and care. Emily smiled. Well, we didn't find any ghosts, and thank goodness for that. But we found something way more amazing and way less scary. Yeah, agreed Jasmine. We found a forgotten song, a beautiful song. The girls sat beneath the glowing tree tower, listening to the melody drift through the woods. It was so peaceful and comforting. It was as if the forest had been waiting for someone to hear it again. And although the girls were excited to share the news with the town, they just sat for a while to bask in the peace and beauty of the Whispering Woods. From that night on, the Whispering Woods were no longer feared. Kids visited during the day to hear the music, and families brought lanterns to hang in the trees. And the story of Emily, Jen, and Jasmine became a favorite in Ravens Creek, reminding everyone that sometimes even the scariest legends are just misunderstandings. The end. And that is the end of our story, friends. Ooh, I was a little spooked out by those whispers at first, but luckily it just turned out to be a misunderstanding. And that reminds me of a moral that I learned from this story. I learned that curiosity can lead to discovery, and that when friends work together, even the darkest places can be filled with light. Speaking of filled with light, how about my friend Sharon? What an amazing job she did playing the singing part for the music box. She has the voice of an angel, and I'm so grateful she helped me out for this story. That's one job TJ couldn't do, and Sharon helped me bring my story to life. And thanks again to my friends, Emily, Jen, and Jasmine, for helping me to get these stories out far and wide so that kids like you can find and enjoy them. Well, friends, that's it for today. See you tomorrow for The Kind of Kind King. And don't forget, October 27th through Halloween night, we'll have a week filled with fresh new Halloween stories. And if you like these stories, tell your parents to leave a comment or a review, and follow to let everyone know you like these stories. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. Toodles!